Welcome back to Behind the Number. My name is Madison Surface, and this week we're taking a look at a Carmel High School baseball player. He's ranked 3rd in the state in all positions and ranked 27th in the nation in his position in the outfield. As he goes into his senior year, he is already committed to Vanderbilt University. This is J.D. Rogers.
My name is John David Rogers. I am 17 years old and I play outfield. I started playing baseball, first I was around 6 or 7 years old. Ever since I picked up the bat, I just kind of fell in love with it. Just kind of fell in love with the process of just kind of going in the batter's box and just hitting the ball and just being with my dad and having that satisfying feeling when you make contact with the ball and just playing with your friends. I mean, there's no other better game than I don't think that you could spend time with your friends, and it's just all around, it's just a really well-rounded game to play in.
JD is a fantastic player, obviously super talented. His work ethic is what stands out, I think, the most. Not only in the weight room, he's an animal in there, quite frankly, but you know, he's constantly working at his craft. I saw him yesterday at Pro X on his day off, taking swings. Just a tremendous competitor. Toolsy kid in the sense that he runs like crazy and he's got arm strength and hits for average and power. So we're lucky to have him. He's a fantastic player.
I mean, it's definitely a confidence booster, or you know, everyone says everyone versus Carmel, or everyone hates Carmel. And with Carmel being a winning tradition, it's I mean, it's kind of weird, not weird, but a little bit of pressure. You know, you kind of have to walk in there with a chip on your shoulder. But I mean, all around it, I mean, it's fun. You know, when you're on that field and you kind of forget about it, I mean, you guys are trash talking and stuff like that. But when it all comes at the end of the day, I mean, it's fun, not fun, but it's just having a good time. And it was a great experience for me to go through the recruiting process. A lot of it. It started like sophomore year, and I started talking to a couple schools, and then eventually 16U is the year where you get recruited a lot, or you're exposed to a lot more recruiters. And after my first tournament, a lot of schools are contacting me. I mean, it was a great experience, and I was just trying to soak it all in, but at the same time, really trying to focus like a good school that I wanted to, because you know, like you only get one shot at this, and you really just want to experience the whole thing, and it was enjoyable, but at the same time, it was a little stressful because you're kind of worrying about like, oh, I got to pick the right school, I want this school, and stuff like that. What's best for me in my future? But I mean, I loved every bit of it, and at the same time, if I were to go back, I wish I enjoyed it a little bit more, because just looking back on it, it was really fun. But eventually, I kind of canceled down the schools, and it was between Vanderbilt and a couple other ones, and I eventually just I chose Vanderbilt. And the reason why I did is because the coaches there are super relational with Corbin, and Mike Baxter was the guy who recruited me there. But also the academics are top notch there, and I really enjoy that, and just the feel, and it just overall it just felt like home. And why not go somewhere where I don't feel like home? So
he was young when he got his first phone call from a coach, and there is a part of you as a mom that wants to grab the phone and say, "What are you doing with my son? Why are you asking him questions? And you should be talking to me." But he did a great job, and you know, it's hard to appreciate it when you're in the moment. But he handled it pretty maturely, and he'd talk to a coach, and I would be back in his room with my ear pressed to the door, listening and just praying that he would ask good questions, and he always did. He rose to the occasion, and it was a fun time.
I was super excited, and it was just a surreal moment. But at the same time, I'm nervous, you know, going in, knowing that they just won the national championship, and you know, it's a great team, a lot of talent there, and you go there and you're not the best one you were on your team like last year. Everyone else committed to Vanderbilt, and everyone's got the same skill level, if not better. But I mean, a little bit I'm nervous, but at the same time I'm confident. It's a quiet confidence that I got to go in there in my fall of just really trying to tear it up. But at the same time, it's nervous, but it's in a good way. It's not because I'm not prepared. You know, right now I'm just falling in love with the process of preparation and stuff like that. Just working on my swing and stuff, but it's also like I'm still going through my mind like I am going to, you know, one of the #1 schools in the country, and to see that, like I just gotta, you know, sometimes it's cool to think of, but sometimes I get so blown up in my head that, you know, that I get so nervous. But at the same time, it's just, you know, it's just baseball and just a game. I gotta play what I play and how I play.
Did you play any other sports, or do you play any other sports in high school?
I do, yes. I played mainly baseball, but it was also football as well. Actually, I liked football a lot when I was younger. It was probably the same as baseball until baseball grew on me a little bit more. I still do. I'm still thinking about I probably will play football next for my senior year, but I'm still putting that thought in and stuff like that just for purposes for the future. But yeah, football and baseball.
Him and I played when I was a senior. He was a sophomore. He was the punter and still punts and made All-MIC this year just by punting. So I played receiver, and it was, I mean, I'll be honest, I did kind of take it for granted playing with him, just because he's my brother. Like, we were going to workouts, coming home from workouts, going from practice to practice, and it was just so routine that sometimes it just kind of gets in the way of actually embracing the opportunity. But I think as the season went on, I got a lot better at just kind of knowing, okay, like he's my brother, like this is really, really cool. So it took some time. I'm gonna start off with my dad. His name's Scott Rogers. He was the guy that always got me into sports. I mean, he didn't pressure me to get into sports, but he said he was gonna support me in anything I do. He played football and baseball at the University of Notre Dame. And then my mom as well. She did a little bit of sports in high school, but kind of gave up a little bit in college. But now she's at home just taking care of all of us. I don't know where I'd be without her.
Notre Dame, you would think maybe there was some pressure on him there, but my husband, we don't even have Notre Dame paraphernalia in the house, and it's because my husband never wanted the boys to think that they had to make that decision.
It wasn't a whole lot of pressure. I didn't feel like there was any, because he told me that like whatever I got and whatever those dreams I have, I gotta attain those. And whatever it is, I mean, I didn't have any pressure, but it was always a goal for me to play either college football or college baseball. And achieving one of those, it wasn't pressure. It was just my own goal that I wanted to achieve, and it wasn't pressure from him or my brothers or anything like that. It was just, it was my biggest competitor was myself, and finally achieving that was just, surreal, and it's hard to put, words out of my mouth about it. So, my older brother Sam, he's 20 years old, just finished up his freshman year at Vanderbilt University. He plays college football, and he joined the South and everything. And then me, and then not much to say there, but then you got Hayden. He's a little guy. He's kind of all over the place. He's a blonde-headed kid, and he's always pointing at the neighbors. He plays a lot of sports, usually mainly basketball and golf, and he enjoys that. And then, yeah. My name is Sam Rogers. I'm 20 years old, and I'm the oldest out of three guys.
My name is Hayden Scott Rogers, and I'm 12 years old.
I play football at Vanderbilt University down in Birmingham, Alabama. And I just finished up my freshman year, and it was awesome. It was really, really fun. Got to experience some really cool games. Got to play Auburn this year, which was really, really cool. Next year we have Florida State, so it'll be really, really fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
I play basketball and golf. I've been playing golf about 3 years now, but basketball has been my main sport. I've been playing pretty much my whole life, especially because JD played basketball when he was younger, and I always used to go on the courts and halftime. I was a little shoot the ball, barely made it, but yeah, so it's been fun.
JD and I, first of all, we love each other. That's something that will never ever change no matter what. JD's he's very loyal. That's probably his best quality, is his loyalty towards his brothers and his friends.
Having JD as a brother is very good, because he's always tough on me, especially Sam. But JD, it's just, I like having him as a brother, because he's just a tough guy that he will get on you no matter what. But if I fail, he will always pick me up. He will always be there.
But the biggest thing is our faith, and so we don't try to make our life or day evolve around our workouts. Jesus comes first, and that's definitely what holds us together for sure.
We have expectations for them based on what we've taught them about the Lord, and we hold them to that. I believe that when you do that as a parent, they will internalize, and you'll see that fruit, and we've definitely seen it with the kids. They've been great examples for their friends and their peers. They make mistakes like everyone, but that faith is strong, and it's what it defines them, and it's what they'll lean into for the rest of their lives, regardless of whether they're still playing on a field or a court or a diamond.
I mean, whether it's good or bad, I'm always giving thanks to him. You know, even just being out on the field is just a privilege, and every day is a gift from him. So, you know, when I'm nervous, you know, I get nervous, but it's a good nervous, like I said, and I just put it in him. And I'm just like, you know, I'm just giving it to you, how this game goes. You know, God's always good, and he's perfect in his eyes and stuff like that and what he does. But anything he does is, you know, and it's just when he knows, when he has a plan for you, and you just got to put your trust in, then it's relieving, you know, so.
And before you all head out, we're going to do a few quick questions with JD. JD, if you could have lunch with any celebrity, who would it be?
Either Mike Trout or Sylvester Stallone.
What is your favorite movie?
Home Survivor.
What is a song that makes you hype?
Either anything by Lil Uzi or, anything by Lil Uzi.
Okay. What's your favorite MLB team?
Don't have.
You don't have one?
No, I don't.
Are you serious?
No, I don't.
What would be your dream MLB team to play for?
Yankees.
Okay, good choice. If you could partner with any company, what company would it be?
Apple, probably.
Apple?
Yeah.
For the new phones?
Yeah, for the new phones.
Yeah. And then the most important question is, what is one thing you want people to remember about you?
My attitude and effort, probably.
Your attitude and effort?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, JD.
Yeah, thank you.
So, I think we just put it on our heads, right? And then
Yep.
this is if we get it right, and if we don't know, it just go like this and pass it.
Okay, yeah. How do I describe it to you?
Yeah, we'll do that. JD and I are going to play a game called Heads Up and see who wins. See who's better at guessing or describing. I mean, it kind of depends. So we're gonna do. We're just gonna get started. We're gonna jump into it. Oh, they are in the ocean. The dad has the babies. They're tiny. They're like like a upside down candy cane. Kind of. They look like they're.
Oh, unicorn. Or no. I like the. Squid.
No. A unicorn.
We just swipe along.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I want one of these. They are like, it's like a mini porcupine.
Shoot. No.
They have little quill things and they.
Oh, porcupine.
No, it's
Oh, you just said that.
It's a mini porcupine.
Oh, armadillo.
There's like pictures of them with like little hats.
What?
Hats.
Armadillo. I already said that. You're right.
Hedgehog.
Oh, a hedgehog. Oh. Unicorn.
There's a seahorse.
Oh, a seahorse. That is a squid.
Okay.
Seahorse. That's what it is. 2, 1. Okay, so you.
Hula hoop.
Yeah.
Okay. Alcoholic? Are you drinking? Poisoning?
No.
Dehydrated. Thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Volleyball.
Yes.
Balloon animals.
Yeah. That was,
Really?
Yeah.
Shoes. Heels. Tippy toes. Platforms. Sandals. Heels. Pumps. Shoes.
What's the other word for it?
High heels.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Shopping.
Yes. Okay.
Writing? Typing? Working? Video games? Gaming?
You're close.
Scrolling? What was that?
Arcade game. I was trying to do the
That's
joystick.
good. I can see that. Yeah.
Well, first off, it's Cameron. Cameron's my best friend. I mean, he's my cousin, but you know, he's more than a cousin to me. And he's my best friend. We were born in the same year, 2002. We're the same age. I'm a little older than him, which is, I always kind of give him a hard time about, just because, we're competitive with each other. But he's a great guy, and he also plays sports. He's committed to Dartmouth for lacrosse, and he goes up to Culver, and it's hard, and sometimes it's hard, him being there and stuff like that, because like I go to him a lot, and he goes to me a lot, and we just talk, and just him being there on the weekends and stuff like that's fun. But I've learned how to adapt and adjust, and make new friends at Carmel and stuff like that. But I've always had friends, and ever since I was in middle school, because when you play sports and stuff like that, you create friends, no matter if you're going to different schools or not. I got Brandon Rosenfeld. He, put on the prospects, and stuff like that. And he's a pitcher, and now he's going to Hope College. I talked to him a bunch, and we're good friends with each other. I got a couple other ones at Carmel High School that I played football with, and so overall they're great friends, and they're great dudes to have. So.